Hello everyone, this is Angie at StampingWithAmore. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I do cards and 3D projects, a lot of 3D projects. I love 3D projects, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today I'm sharing a card because it is card day. So I am using this new Ornamental Envelopes Bundle, which, right, you wouldn't think that you could create a card with this, but it makes a beautiful wreath. And we're doing two kinds of embossing with this. I dry embossed it, as you can see. And then I also embossed the gold little berries on here, which makes it pretty elegant. You can do it red and make it a little bit simpler, and I embossed also the Merry Christmas on this one with gold emboss. I'm also using the new vellum paper, which I'll show you here in a minute. It's gorgeous, and it makes this card really, really elegant. So I also created the envelope. So I did a liner, and the outside I decorated as well, and I stamped the front because this makes a beautiful Christmas card to send. All right, so what I'm using for this is this Ornamental Envelopes Bundle. So this is the stamp set. You even get lines that you could put on the inside to write your sentiment or your address on the front of the envelope. But it has all these little pieces here, which this is how I created the wreath. And then the little poinsettia flowers and these bulbs are gorgeous. Stay tuned because I have another project that I'm going to share with this one coming soon. And then these are the dies that you get, so you can cut out the pieces that you need. And I also have here's the other piece. This is to cut the poinsettias, but I already went ahead and did that ahead of time because we have to emboss, dry emboss and regular emboss on this. But these are for the outsides of the envelope. This could be used for a 3x3, but it has different sizes. And then this is what I used for the outside of the envelope, and then you have some extra little decorations here that you can use. It is a great, great bundle, and I think it's really gotten missed in the catalog. It is on page 40 of our new mini holiday catalog. So check this out because it's such a great, great set. So let's go ahead and start by making our wreath. So for this project, I am going to do, again, the top fold card, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So it opens like this. So you cut it at 4 1/4 by 11 and score it at 5.5. And then I am using the vellum like I talked about. So this is the sheet that I'm using. Look how gorgeous this is. And it is flocked. So when you touch it, it's very, very beautiful and soft. So this piece is 5.5 by 4 1/4 because we're going to put it right on the top of our card like that. And then to stamp your wreath, you're going to need a piece that's 3.5 by 3 3/4. And then for the sentiment, this is 3/4 by 3 1/4, and that is in the real red. We're not going to make the envelope today because there's a lot to do. They're super simple to do though, so I don't think it needs a whole lot of instructions. All right, so this is the new Plush Poinsettia Vellum. So look at the other patterns we have here. So look at this one, it's poinsettias. Isn't this gorgeous paper? This one has holly. I hope you can see that. And then a poinsettia again, and here's the other one. This is the one that we're using for the card today. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my goodness, it's just so pretty. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is attach this to the front of our card. I'm using wet glue, and I'm going to put it at just on the points. So this hides it behind the vellum, so I'm just putting it on the larger areas here so that you can't see the glue from, but this is how you would glue any kind of vellum. Just put it on the thickest parts so that it doesn't show through on your vellum. Now we're going to line that up. And I'm going to press that down, and then we have the front ready to go. This is why I like the wet glue. You can kind of scoot it around and get it just perfect. All right, so we'll set that aside and let's get going on stamping our wreath. So the sentiment I'm using also is from the Poinsettia petals. It's this Merry Christmas right here. So I love the cursive on that one. So to get started, you are going to need some garden green is what I'm using for my wreath. You can do it any of our greens. We have shaded spruce, and I think shaded spruce would be beautiful as well. We have just jade, and then I have my little stamp right here. So how I'm going to do this is we're going to ink that up, and I'm going to do it pretty much the full. And I'm going to do both ends first. This way I know I have them about the same, and then we're going to do these sides. And then this side. So you can make sure that it comes out nice and round. I'm going to go ahead and do another layer. So I'm going to kind of offset these layers, just to make it look thicker. And then one more. And you can really build this up. You can just do another. I only did 2 layers on the one that I did, but you can really build this up like go and make it thicker. It's just so beautiful. And then we are going to grab our Versamark. And we're also going to grab our little Stampin' embossing buddy here. You need this to make sure that you're embossing where you want it, and you won't have little flecks everywhere. All right, so we are going to take our embossing paste and our little berries, and I'm going to do this the same way. I'm going to stamp this on this side because it's very hard to see when you're embossing this because it's on white. I can barely see it. But once we get our gold embossing powder on it, you'll be able to see it. All right, so now let's grab our gold emboss. You know what else I want to do? I want to stamp my sentiment too, so we can emboss these both at the same time. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. So we're going to do our Merry Christmas also. And now we're ready to get our powder out. And we're going to do this in gold. So that little embossing buddy just keeps it nice and clean so you don't have embossing powder all outside of where you want it. But that's what it's going to look like. And then let's do the Merry Christmas, and then we'll be ready to heat emboss these. I like to put a lot of embossing powder on it to make sure it's really nice and bold. Alright, so I'm going to use my heat tool and we're going to emboss these. Okay, so everything is embossed. Isn't that beautiful? This is so pretty, and when I first looked at this stamp set, I thought, what am I going to do with all that? I love the line to line my envelopes, but other than that, I didn't realize that it makes such a beautiful wreath until I got it in my hands. All right, so now we're ready to run this through the Big Shot to dry emboss it. And it's not a Big Shot, it's the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. By the way, this went on sale September 1st to customers. So if you would like one, you can now order it. So we are going to dry emboss this, and you only need your number 1 and number 4 for this. because this is a dynamic embossing folder. So it needs just the 1 and number 4. And this comes with your Stampin' Cut and Emboss when you purchase it. All right, and I already ran through the flowers, so we won't need to do that. So here is our embossed piece. Isn't that pretty? Just love this set. All right, so now we're going to add our ribbon, and I'm going to use our Real Red sheer ribbon, and I need to make it long enough. I'm going to probably end up trimming it, but I want to make sure I have enough because it's going to go across here. Last time I almost didn't have enough, so this time I'm going to make sure I do. And let's go ahead and put it on our card base first. So here's our card base again. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some dimensionals for this. And I like to use plenty of dimensionals if it's something I'm going to send in the mail, which this I probably will be sending in the mail to some of my family members. So I want to make sure there's enough dimensionals so it gets through the mail without flattening out too much. And it looks like my vellum moved just a tad, but it's okay. It's just a tad. So we're going to put this on here. Try to center that. And then I'm going to take my little flowers that I already cut out here. And we are going to put these on our wreath. And I'm going to use wet glue for that, but I have to get my little sentiment that we just did, and I'm just going to lay it down where I want it so that I could glue my little poinsettias where I want them. So I'm going to put a couple here, and I need my take your pick tool. This tool is such the handiest little tool. And then I'm going to put one here. And then we're going to put a couple over on this side. And then one down at the bottom here. Alright, so that is that for the little flowers. Isn't it starting to look so pretty? Look at that. I love this wreath. It's really, really pretty. And I'm a big wreath person anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay our ribbon down here, and then this is going to go on top, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and use a glue dot. And I'm going to stick my ribbon together with a little glue dot. I'm just going to put it here. And then I'm going to use a couple more. We're going to lay this down. Let's see if I can get it to stay on there. I didn't have a problem before, but you know, every time you do a video, stuff like this happens where it doesn't want to stick, wants to stick to you instead of... Alright, so we're going to lay this down here. And I will probably have to cut it because it looks like it's going to be a little bit long. And then we're going to use dimensionals again for this piece. I love wreaths at Christmas time. I just love creating them different ways, and this one is definitely one of my favorites. It's so pretty. I think I might trim this just a hair. so it stays within that little square. And then we're just going to trim these down a little bit. Just like that. And then that is it. That is all that's to it. And isn't it beautiful? I just love this little wreath. It's just so fun, and this whole bundle is just so fun to have. Here is the envelope that will go with the card. Just like that, isn't that? Wouldn't that be really pretty to send off? All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed it. You can check my hostess code for September on my blog. And if you need to shop, you can shop right from my blog. I hope you all have a blessed day. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.